In the intricate dance of relationships, there are moments that redefine everything. You found yourself in one such moment when your significant other behaved in a way that made you question the depth of your connection. They acted as though you were not their true love, as if the bond you shared was fleeting or inconsequential. This behavior was jarring, deeply contradictory to the soul-level intimacy you both had experienced. It made them appear confused, even foolish, as though they were turning their back on something pure and radiant. It was as if they were denying the warmth of the sun, the serene glow of the moon, or the guiding light of the stars. All the while, you stood before them, present, unwavering, and deeply in love, yet they chose to look away. Despite being the love of their life, you were treated like a distant afterthought. They chose oblivion, masking their truth behind distractions, confusion, or fear. This choice didn't just create emotional distance, it revealed their internal disarray. Their actions betrayed a misguided heart, one that failed to recognize the rare gift of authentic love. But from this painful clarity, you found a transformative strength. Rather than sinking into despair, you made a conscious decision to turn inward. You reconnected with yourself, redirected your focus toward your life's greater purpose, and began the process of profound healing. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes, you emerged from the emotional wreckage with renewed vigor. You were no longer just someone's partner or lover, you became a woman grounded in self-worth and driven by destiny. The love you carried within you, once poured entirely into another, was now channeled into your growth, your ambitions, and your vision for the future. You discovered that your life's mission was not just about being loved, but about standing tall in your power, fulfilling your goals, and walking your path with unshakable confidence. You realized you were an empress, not someone waiting to be chosen, but someone who commands respect simply by existing in her truth. You began to assert your power, not out of arrogance or a desire for dominance, but from a place of inner alignment. You recognized that true respect starts from within. In standing firm in your beliefs, your values, and your self-worth, you created a new dynamic, not only for yourself but also for those who interacted with you. This newfound strength became impossible to ignore. You were no longer available for manipulation, no longer willing to bend just to preserve peace or accommodate someone else's confusion. You stood in your truth, fully and unapologetically. This change did not go unnoticed. Your partner, initially lost in denial and self-deception, began to sense the seismic shift within you. It awakened something inside them. They began to recognize that the love you offered was unlike any other, a love profound, unconditional, and unwavering. It wasn't something they could replicate or replace. Your strength inspired them to reflect, to grow, and to confront their own behavior. They realized that your love was like a beacon in a storm, guiding them back to a place of safety and authenticity. This recognition stirred within them a desire to hold on tightly, to protect and cherish what they had once taken for granted. They began to understand that their love for you was deeper than they had allowed themselves to admit. It wasn't just emotional, it was spiritual. It transcended circumstances and flaws. They saw in you a mirror, reflecting not only their potential but also the truth they had long been afraid to face. You saw through their walls, their fears, and their emotional scars. You embraced their vulnerabilities with tenderness, never judging, always accepting. You didn't love them despite their flaws, you loved them because of them. You offered them something rare, a safe, nurturing love that asked nothing but authenticity in return. In your presence, they discovered a form of love that offered freedom instead of possession, growth instead of constraint. Your empathy, kindness, and compassion became a sanctuary. You embodied love in its most selfless form, nourishing, forgiving, and infinitely patient. They were drawn to you not only because of your physical beauty but because of the richness of your soul. You healed wounds they didn't know they had, and in doing so, gave them a glimpse of the happiness and fulfillment they had been searching for. Your love became a source of sustenance. They found themselves craving not just your affection, but every part of you, your laughter, your silence, your strength, and your tenderness. They dreamed of sharing life with you, not just its joyful highlights, but also its challenges, its quiet moments, its imperfections. You represented a lifetime of companionship, not a fleeting romance. And in that realization, they understood the true meaning of love. In the deepest corners of your heart and the boundless expanse of your thoughts, there existed only one person who could affect you in such a way. Have they ever fully realized the power they held, the transformation they sparked within you? Their presence brought a serenity you never knew you needed. Even during moments of chaos and emotional upheaval, you felt grounded by the quiet strength they brought into your life. You, who once struggled with pessimism and doubt, began to view life with a renewed sense of optimism. You found humor where there had once been irritation, hope where there had been despair. This shift in perspective, this journey from darkness to light, was ignited by the love they brought into your world. Your connection wasn't fleeting. It was timeless, eternal. While the circumstances of your relationship may shift, the essence of your love remained steadfast. It became a constant, like the North Star, always present, always guiding. There were times when you felt lost, adrift in the sea of life. But then they arrived, bringing with them an anchor, a light, and a sense of home. Their love became your safe harbor, something solid and secure to hold on to when everything else felt uncertain. You were endlessly grateful for their presence, recognizing it as the divine gift that it was. Love, you learned, isn't something that can be measured or bought. It is priceless, sacred, and rare. Often, you wondered what you had done to deserve such love. But instead of questioning it, you embraced it, knowing that such blessings are meant to be cherished. Every shared moment became a treasure. Every conversation, every glance, every touch was etched into your memory. Time with them felt like a dream, one you never wanted to wake from. And yet, when apart, every second felt like an ache. The absence was palpable. You longed for their voice, their presence, their warmth. You found yourself counting down the moments until you could be together again. In their absence, memories became your refuge, sacred fragments of time that held you together. Until you could make new memories, you held tightly to the old ones. In this new phase of your relationship, you approached things with caution. You set boundaries, not to punish, but to protect your peace. These boundaries were essential for your well-being, for your continued growth. But your partner struggled to accept them. They viewed your boundaries as obstacles, remnants of a version of you they no longer recognized, someone no longer willing to bend, to give in, or to be controlled. You had reclaimed your power, cut the strings that once tethered you to patterns that no longer served you. Now, you moved in your own rhythm, led by your intuition and guided by your inner strength. Your transformation was impossible for them to ignore. The rules of engagement had changed, and if they wanted to remain a part of your life, they would have to adapt. Deep down, they still longed for a new beginning. They wanted a fresh chapter with you, a story rewritten with understanding, respect, and mutual growth. This longing wasn't just about rekindling romance, it was about being in your presence again. You had become a source of light for them, radiating sensuality, nurturing love, and unshakable confidence. Your energy drew them in like a magnet. And it wasn't just them. Others noticed your glow as well. Your aura was magnetic, attracting admiration and attention. Yet, despite all this external validation, you remained rooted in yourself. You found joy in solitude, peace in your own company. This self-sufficiency made you even more alluring. You didn't need anyone to complete you, you were whole all on your own. And that truth inspired your partner to strive for more, not just to win you back, but to grow into someone deserving of your love. From the very beginning, there had been something about you that captivated them. An ineffable quality, a light that pulled them in. Even in separation, you remained a constant in their thoughts and dreams. They envisioned a life with you, a shared home, quiet mornings, long conversations, tender glances. These dreams weren't fantasies. They were heartfelt yearnings, rooted in the depth of what you both had shared. When your paths first crossed, the connection was instantaneous, undeniable. You felt it immediately, a magnetic pull that defied logic. At the time, your life was chaotic, filled with noise and emotional storms. You craved stillness, clarity, and meaning. And then they appeared unexpectedly, like a whispered answer to a silent prayer. You wanted to speak of this connection, to ask if they felt it too, but fear held you back. You were afraid of being vulnerable, of being misunderstood. And so, you remained quiet, hoping your silence would encourage them to speak first. Then they did. They opened their heart, sharing thoughts and emotions that mirrored your own. As you listened, you were amazed. It felt as though they were reading from the pages of your soul. You resonated with every word, every emotion. But still, you held back, not ready to expose how deeply their truth reflected your own. You hoped that by giving them space, they would continue to open up, and they did. When they finally expressed their love for you, it filled you with warmth. You felt cherished, seen, and understood. That feeling, the pure joy of being valued for exactly who you are, was unforgettable. One thing stood out to you above all, their courage. They spoke their truth without hesitation, without disguise. There was no facade, no performance, just genuine vulnerability. And that, more than anything, made you fall deeper. It's that same honesty, that fearless authenticity, that continues to anchor your connection. It's what makes your love feel real, eternal, and worth holding on to.